This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Well, let's get right into the news. All right, so Fetty Wap, very good interview that he did on Academics Podcast. And on this, he's really like divulging a lot of background information, how generous he was and everything. And part of that generosity was his art. Well, it's not even his artist because Monty wasn't signed to him. Monty was signed to RGF Productions with him. But he cared so much about his team that when the Drake record came about with My Way, so they had My Way, and if you don't remember, Fetty Wap was like the biggest thing in 2015. My Way was out, Drake wanted to jump on it. He reached out, him and Fetty connected, and Fetty wanted to really just stay on the hook, take his verse off, let Drake jump on it with Monty, and give Monty a record, because he already had all these other records out that were moving, and he wanted Monty to have his own career just as an extension of him, you know? And that's, instead of just doing that, and Drake, I think he said something about like Drake a little bit disapproval of it, and he said, I could have still did it, but instead of like knowing that he wasn't 100% on board with that and everything, I made a mistake and just left it off the album completely. You know, I just didn't put it out. Like, I remember that story coming out too. I remember that like My Way came out without Drake, but Drake was supposed to jump on it. Now, I'm surprised it didn't pivot, because I remember with, you know what it is? Shortly after that, like a year after that, or, you know, Fetty Wap started to decline. And he, you know, gave examples of why that in the podcast. But this happened with Future, if you don't remember, in the when he had his first song, Scarface, Tony Montana. Drake wanted to jump on it, and the business didn't work out with Drake, and they had a little bit of friction at that time. But Future was so undeniable; he just kept like a freight train, right? That they eventually, you know, became best friends. Actually, you know, those two, like, they're like best friends. But the same didn't work out with Fetty, because there wasn't a clear line of communication between the two. He said, I only spoke to Drake once and never saw him again in person. So I don't know, man. I mean, you know, Fetty seemed like a really good person in this interview. I mean, and, you know, he bought cars for everybody, tried to put other people on, tried to give his homies their own songs, so like they had songs, and he just wanted everybody to get on. He almost did it like MC Hammer in a way, where he was taking the whole hood on tour with him, you know, and he said, you know, it cost me millions of dollars, you know, like I had to buy everybody clothes, I had to, you know, you can't take care. See, this is a clear example of you can't help everybody until you help yourself first. Like, if he had 20 million put up, he'll always be good, and then he, you know, anything on top of that, he probably could have helped people, but he was doing it right from the gate. He said he's not out of money, but it's like, you know, a lot of stuff caught up with him, and he's been trying to, like, he found all his business stuff out in 2018 and started handling his own business and move forward from that. I hope Fetty Wap can make a return, you know, because like, he's a good-hearted person, you know. We'll see what happens with that. Tekashi will be going to court with some promoters that I guess he took money and left the venue before performing. This is just a report that's happening. There's probably a deeper explanation of this, but they filed a suit where Tekashi showed up, took the cash, and then left. You at least got to give the cash back. So he's being paid $45K upon the paperwork, another $75K in cash on the day of the event. He was also paid $20K for a jet from Boca to Texas. Must took a big jet. Round trip, $10K each. That's a good sized jet. Then he said I paid, and as well as over $100K for the venue rental. Of course, you know, like that now they want, like, you know, the venue cost too. So we'll see, man. I mean, that's crazy if that actually happened that way, but, you know, we'll see how the real explanation is. Then Joe Budden challenges Jake Paul to actually have a real opponent go up against the game, someone similar in size. They say Jake Paul keeps picking easy opponents, and he should challenge himself. I agree. I think I don't know if Tyron Woodley was considered an easy opponent. Maybe he just knew what to expect. But yeah, I would like to see him go up. I mean, the game already challenged him, so hey, let's see what happens there. That would be good. I forget this woman's name, man, but she had a goat. Remember, she had a pet goat that passed away, and she called out Mulatto for copying her for having a pet goat. Anyways, I'll get to more news shortly. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace.